Tonight, we're going to be talking about the small YouTuber growth stream community and where it is at 2 years later. I also have a very special live guest panel standing by on StreamYard. So stick around for all that and much, much more live that's coming right. Whoa! Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, and I emphasize open, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. So that way you won't miss a single thing when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. That's right. I am here along with my great collaborative partners to help each and every one of you get the best possible grips on your life. So that way, each and every one of you can accomplish whatever it is that your heart or hearts desire. That's what it's all about. I am really fired up tonight. I've been looking forward to doing this show and doing another panel show. I just love doing panel shows. I promised more panel shows this year, and I'm going to give that to you folks. And tonight is going to be one of them. But before we get started here, let me make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. And it has gone out. And let me make sure that the back end of YouTube is rolling smoothly. Let me make sure. Come on. Give me a second here. I've got a lot running when I have a panel show, so it takes a while to typically load up on the back end. But we are looking good on YouTube. And once again tonight, we are simulcasting live on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, this may not totally pertain to you. It's more of a YouTube thing. But hey, if you're thinking about becoming a YouTuber and you're on Facebook or you're a YouTuber as well, stick around. You can learn a thing or two about what's been going on and how difficult it's been to, grow a small YouTube channel and what some people were doing to try to grow their channels and, how it failed and what's been going on with that. So let me just check out Facebook real quick. Make sure that it's running well. Got one person on Facebook. Real quick. Make sure that it's running well. And it's my good buddy, Darren. Darren, you're back. How you doing, man? Welcome back to the show. Darren loves these shows. Thank you again yesterday for the $10 PayPal donation, Darren. I greatly appreciate it, man. I appreciate anything that people do to support these shows. I mean, even if you just show up, it's not even about the donations. It's just about showing up and showing your support because you really like the content and it's truly helping you out. Okay. Before we move further, I also want to pay special props once again to this channel sponsor. That's none other than the great Troy Brewer, a great longtime friend of mine that runs an amazing marketing company. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. For all of your product and service needs from the most trusted professionals in the industry, please visit www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. One more time, that's www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. You can also visit a subsidiary of the Discover Community Network known as the DCN Internet Radio Network. And when you go on that website, you're going to find a bunch of talk and music internet radio stations. So if you enjoy that type of thing, you enjoy listening to talk radio or, music, internet radio, Troy has a station for you. Please consider checking out www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. One more time, that's www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. Both of these are below in the description, about a third of the way down on the YouTube side of things. And if you go to those websites and you also find out how to connect with Troy by phone or by email and you connect with him, please do not forget to mention that Coach Eli, as always, sends you with lots and lots of love, because as always, like I say, Coach Eli has lots and lots and lots and lots of love for everyone. Plenty of love to go around. And Will, Furious Reactor Gaming, who's standing by patiently on the StreamYard, is probably saying, man, when is that moron going to finish getting to the point so he can bring me on the show? My time is valuable. Come on, Will, I got to warm you up a little bit, right? Listen, you know what, Will? If you can't, make a joke at your expense, then you should not be allowed to, say a joke at anyone else's expense, right? That's just the way it goes. Well, before we get to Will, he's the first person standing by. I expect some other people to be joining us on the StreamYard as well. But just in case, okay, hang on a second. I just got a private message behind the scenes. The next time you're available, I'd like to talk to you privately, but just private. Well, yeah, that's fine. Lewis, we could talk privately anytime you want. We could talk tomorrow, bro. Anytime you want throughout the day, I will be free. I will not be free tomorrow night. I probably won't be streaming tomorrow. That's tentative. I may have some plans, but throughout the day, we can definitely talk privately. But come join us on the panel tonight. We'd love to get your feedback regarding this topic here, regarding the small YouTuber growth stream community, where it was years ago and where it's at 2 years later. Has it really, really helped people, or has it, turned people away and made most people quit? What has happened? We're going to be talking about that here tonight. So I'll tell you what, I was going to go a little bit further into, sharing my own thoughts here, but I'm just going to go ahead and bring Furious Reactor Gaming, aka Will, on, and we're going to talk about this together because Will has a lot to say. So let me do this. Let me go ahead and switch over to the quad screen and let me welcome and bring on to the show Will, aka Furious Reactor Gaming. Will, whoops, I put myself solo. Let me put you solo. Will, let's welcome you with a big, huge round of applause. Oh, Will, that was the wrong one. I flushed you down the toilet. There we go. Will, I did not, listen, bro, I did not do that on purpose. Oh, I freaking hit the wrong button. I swear to God. How you doing, Will?
I'm doing good.
That's nice to hear, man. That's really nice to hear. Welcome to the show. Welcome. How have things been going for you lately, man? Oh, great, pretty good. Great to have you. Go ahead.
Yeah, things have been going pretty good. It's just getting back into doing my streams again, where I hadn't been able to do them as much.
You had a hard drive crash a few weeks back, right, Will?
Oh, yeah. I lost about almost a terabyte of data.
Wow. But you had it backed up on PlayStation, right? You got it all back, right?
Yeah, I got it back.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, so I'm only keeping the things that I've really have been doing streams on. That way it don't happen again. Because I probably was overworking the hard drive.
How old was that hard drive?
Wasn't even a month old.
Oh, then you were not overworking that thing. Sometimes, Will, they will just go out like anything, Sometimes there are manufacturer's defects and stuff like that. I mean, you have a warranty on that. Are you getting it replaced, or are you just saying, hey, it's just not worth my time?
That one I didn't have a warranty on. I didn't have the service plan on that one.
Yeah, but the manufacturer has a warranty typically for a year. You may want to look into that, get that thing replaced, because that thing is, for it being a month old, man. I have 3 external hard drives. They're Seagates. I believe yours was a Seagate as well, right?
Yes.
I have a 3 terabyte, 5 terabyte, and about a year and a half ago, I got an 8 terabyte because, now that I have fiber internet, I broadcast it in very high quality, and then I also save a local copy of my streams or my pre-recorded videos that I do on OBS or through OBS in high quality. And those files are huge. They're, like for every hour of streaming I do, it's literally, I think, like 8 to 10 gigabytes. So, I work those hard drives like there's no tomorrow, Will, and they're still standing. So you just probably got a fluke one. And if you look into it, see if you can get a free replacement, dude.
Oh yeah.
It's your hard-earned money, right, bro?
Oh yeah. That was
Yeah,
one of the first things I ever got was that hard drive. That way I could download more of my games because typically the games nowadays are like 60 to 80 gigs per game.
yeah. A lot of
Not
graphics.
include not including all the updates for those games.
Right, right, right. No, I totally get it, man. I totally get it, man. But it was interesting, Will. You reached out to me, I think it was late last night, and I got back to you early this morning. I got back to you later on this afternoon. I had some things to do. And, we ended up talking privately. You want to talk about that a little bit? Let's talk about that a little bit because I think we could help a lot of people by discussing it.
Oh yeah. It's just that I had it now. I mean, years ago, 2 years ago, I wasn't having no issues having people come in my streams. Like I would have like 10, 15, maybe even 20 people in my chats at a time. But that's when all these huge growth streams were going on. And people just wanted to come and do the basic sub for sub in my channel, which I wouldn't allow because one, the sub for sub actually destroys your channel in the long run. And they'll down the road they'll just become empty subscribers. And
Right.
that's what I've learned 2 years later. I mean, I was part of those. I was in some of those growth streams, but I didn't expect this to happen. But now I'm maybe getting only one or two people in my chat at a time.
Right. And Will, let's stop right there, and I'll have you continue. Do you mind if I dissect or I respond to what you said so far? Because something just happened right now, and I'm going to talk about it as well, because this is another thing that really affects people, and I'm really tired of it. And I want to talk about it professionally and maturely here, because I know you and we were pinned and pitted against each other by a few trolls and haters from a former Dramasphere group we used to be involved with that was outside of this growth stream. So the growth stream was one community, then the Dramasphere came around, right? They pinned and pitted us against each other, and we really never had a problem with each other, Will. And I think now all I was trying to do was help you through some tough times that you were going through, and you came to me for the help. Like you came to me, and
Yeah.
because you're a moderator back then as well, I helped my moderators for free, and then people pinned and pitted us against each other. But real quick before I say the other thing I want to say, like what a world of difference it is right now. You've gotten to know me better, I've gotten to know you better, and how much of an impact. And I'm not trying to say I'm all that well. I'm just asking you your honest opinion. How much of an impact has that conversation made on you that we had last year? And then you ended up making some changes. Like, how do you feel about yourself now compared to back then?
Oh, it's changed so much. I've got a new job. I'm trying, if I can talk here,
Go
I'm
ahead.
trying to start become more stable, working on getting my own car license and work on my own place. And this job I have is actually something I've always wanted to do.
Okay.
And it's like we said before, I was to a point where I was in like a void. Like I didn't know what to do with myself. But now I can be, I hate to use some lyrics here, spread my wings and fly away.
And fly. Right. Right. That's beautiful, dude. So you're feeling like you're in a much better position right now, and you feel like you can breathe. Like you don't feel suffocated anymore, is what I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Now, Will, before we continue here, I just got a message from one of my moderators behind the scenes, and I'm just gonna say it. It's Lewis Fuller. I'm gonna read this publicly, Lewis, because quite frankly, I love you, Lewis, and I have no problems with you. But this is the same thing that's been happening to many people that I've connected with, because one person continues to troll me and attack every single person that comes onto my channel and harasses you and makes you feel like if you don't get away from Eli, we're going to make your life miserable. We're going to come after your family. Dude, listen, Lewis, this guy's not going to do anything. And if whatever he does, you should just ignore him. Here's the thing, Lewis. There's no need for us to talk about this privately. I don't want to waste an hour of my time, not because of you. I don't want to waste an hour of my time talking with anyone. Well, Lewis says he's on his way. Okay, he says he's on his way.
Okay.
Those are the messages. He hasn't started listening yet, but I'm gonna start. Let me just wait a second before he comes, because I want to make sure that Lewis hears this. But let me just say this in the meantime. Will, and you know who this person is, and then his first name is Robert. We're not going to say anything more because that doesn't create a privacy issue. But it's basically exactly. Robert that is going around on an account called Ronaldo, right? And he's going around and basically telling people that I'm a bad person and stay away from me. And here's the thing. It's up to you folks whether you want to stay away from me or not. I'm not going to tell you what to do. And if you're going to listen to some pathetic troll on the internet, tell you to stay away, okay? If you feel the need to even approach me and tell me about this, then obviously, maybe you're scared off and you just, don't want to deal with it. So, Lewis, I'm glad that you're here. Lewis is in the chat right now. Lewis, I got your message on Hangouts, and I'm going to read it because there's no need for us. I'll talk with you privately, bro, about anything else, but this is going to go public right now because I'm sick and tired of this. And I want to move forward from it. I've been moving forward from it, I mean. He says, the next time you are available, I'd like to talk to you privately like a StreamYard panel, not on YouTube, but just private. Okay, like with a group of people, we could do it on Hangouts too. It'd be a lot easier. We have some issues to work out from some people that keep on messaging both of us saying that we need to stay away from you. So please let me know when you are available. Much love and respect to you. Well, Lewis, let me tell you something, Lewis. You got messaged by a guy that's claiming to go by the name of Ronaldo, right? And his actual real first name is Robert. And I actually have a restraining order on this guy, to be honest with you, I do. But he continues to troll me each and every day, and I ignore him, and I move on and I do my shows. And quite frankly, Lewis, there's nothing to talk about. You ignore the guy, you block him, and we move forward. This is something that I don't want to deal with. I've moved on from it. And I'm not triggered. I'm just kind of sharing my thoughts right now because I figured the moderator crew I have on here right now already knows about what's going on, and you folks have been handling it perfectly. But all of a sudden now, out of the blue, I get this message from Lewis telling me that someone keeps telling me to stay away from you. And I know it's Ronaldo, a.k.a. Robert, who's a super troll, right? Yeah. So, Lewis, let me ask you this. I love you like a brother. I respect you. So does Will. Will, you know Lewis Fuller, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know who he is,
yeah.
Right? Okay. Why don't you tell you, and you don't have to mention this guy's name, but you know who's been trolling myself and you in the past and all that. Why don't you share with Lewis what the right thing to do is here, man? Because I don't want this to be all about me.
See, Lois, these kind of people are going to constantly troll you. You just got to let it slide off your shoulders and just go on. Like a while back, I was doing a stream and they were saying some things and I just ignored them and let your mods, wherever you have that you trust mod in your chats just to get rid of them. Block them out of there. And if they keep coming back, keep blocking them. And move on.
Right.
Because they're not worth the time, the effort, or the breath. Any time of your day.
Right. But Will, what he's also doing, what this guy's also doing is he's emailing these people and sending these people clips of Coach Eli's greatest hits from the past when I used to go onto these panels of the Dramasphere where they would say things to trigger me, and I said some things that I regret saying, which, Will, we've all said some things we regret saying a time or two, right, Will? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're all human, right?
We're all human, so we all make mistakes. No one's perfect.
Right. Right. So that's what this guy does. This guy sends out that clip and says, do you feel a coach is professional to behave this way? I had a moment, Robert. I had a moment. Yeah, Lewis, okay. Yes, Lewis, ignore the guy. The guy's name is Robert. He comes in every day and thumbs me down about 30 or 40 times. He used to thumb me down 100 times, but most of his channels are getting shut down by YouTube and Google. And now on Google, you cannot create new accounts, and you can't verify them unless you use your actual cell phone. Before you used to be able to use like a text me program or something like that, right? But because they changed that, text now. And so now these trolls have a limited amount of accounts left because they don't want to verify any newer accounts by putting in their real number, because that's going to identify them to YouTube and Google, right? Even though, Robert, I already know who you are. I have an RO on you. I mean, I know who you are, Robert, and so does everyone else, even though you still can't admit it. But the bottom line is that that's what's going on, Lewis. This guy made a mistake. We all make mistakes. He made a big mistake. And because he has all the money in the world, but because of the fact that, he's been stuck at home and he can't work and he's bored, waiting for his trial to come around sometime this year, he trolls on YouTube all day, every day. And he has a really beautiful girlfriend he could be spending more time with, but instead of doing that, he comes and trolls on YouTube. It's pathetic, man. A grown 50-year-old man trolling on YouTube. Now, he doesn't bother me. He doesn't trigger me. He has not affected me one bit. And this guy came at me, in every way possible. Will remembers that, right?
Oh God,
he came at me.
Horrible.
What, dude? There's no one that's been trolled more than me. My family, my Facebook network, my former self-employment insurance job as an independent contractor. But see, Lewis, I just moved past that, and I kept moving forward, and I ignored the guy. The only way the guy can try to get to me now is by getting to the people I care for, which is you. And if you want to allow him to do that, Lewis, that's on you. You make that decision if you want to stay or go. You want to stay, you can remain a moderator, and we can have a good time. You want to go, I'll remove your mod wrench, and we can part ways. But that's it, dude. Like, I'm not going to play this game anymore with anyone. I'm not going to deal with this with anyone. I've moved on. And Robert, that's as much as you're going to get from me for the rest of this show. So does that make sense, man? I hope you understand, Lewis. I'd like to get back onto the topic here because we have some important other things to discuss. So, Will, your thoughts about that? So Robert's trolling. Oh, you just banned Robert, huh? He came in on the sock, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you, Will, for catching that one, dude. I was busy, kind of having a moment.
Yeah, that's why I've got a secondary phone on standby.
Oh, good, bro. Because when you're on my channel, you're gonna freaking need it. It's funny, huh?
But yeah, that's all funny. I got to say about he who shall not be named.
Okay. But now getting back to and Lewis, if you want to pop on the panel, I sent you a link. We're not going to talk about this Robert guy that's been, coming at you to troll me, right? And troll you. We want to hear your thoughts about the growth stream community. That's what we're talking about here tonight. We all met through this growth stream community, and for the last 2+ years, maybe almost 3 years, There have been many creators running these growth streams, and now it just seems like it's different. And we're talking about the aftermath 2+ years later. And Lewis, you've been a part of this. You'd be a great contributor on the panel. So why don't you do this, Lewis? Why don't you go back to your Facebook Messenger, please? Click on that StreamYard link and join Will and I on the panel. Let's have a great conversation about this. Will, does that sound good to you, Will?
Oh, yeah.
Like, do I have to beg these people to come? Will, do I have to beg people to move their YouTube channel? Like, I don't know what more I can do, Will. I have the platform here. I opened it up. I'm like, here, wide open arms. Come on in, right? And I got to beg people to come on here. Oh, go ahead, Will. I don't have to beg you, at least. Thank God.
I mean, it's their choice, though. But I mean, oof. That's a reflex. Hold on. There we go. But I mean, if you want to come on, Lewis, it would be great because I've seen you in all these streams that were part of the growth community, and I know you actually have a very good view on what it was like 2 years ago compared to now. And I would definitely like to hear your opinions on it.
Yeah. And hang on a second. Pinoy Ahoy, I don't know if you've heard of him, Will. Pinoy Ahoy runs some growth streams, but he does it right. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm a moderator on his channel. I think I mentioned that to you before we went live.
Oh, yeah, Pinoy.
Yeah, we just connected on Facebook today, and he just messaged me saying he just finished his show. And I said, come on the panel. We're talking about the former growth stream community. And I'd love to hear his thoughts because he's been running growth streams, but he does it the right way. He's a really laid back, down to earth guy. He doesn't sound like, with no disrespect to some of the other people that have done this, he doesn't sound like a shill. You know what a shill is, right? People that dance up and down. Hashtag, I am a creator. Hashtag, I am the greatest. Hashtag, I can't remember what else. Don't get me wrong. I love James Cox. James Cox started this whole thing years ago, and he's a moderator here. James, I love you, bro. But let me tell you, man. You had the energy, bro. Energy. I thought I had energy, Will. Listen, Will, dude, I used to stream a lot back in the days. I've been doing this thing for 4 years between my former channel and this one, right? And I used to do some long streams and stuff that I don't do anymore. But when James Cox had this run with the hashtag I am a creator community on his James Cox channel for about a year, a little more than a year straight, the dude would live stream 3 times per day. And he had a girlfriend. I don't know if she's still around. I mean, can you imagine having a girlfriend streaming that much and going, hashtag, I am a creator. Hashtag, I am the greatest. Hashtag, I want to help you get to wherever you want to, whatever he used to say. I can't remember, dude. It's been a while. But you understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I met all these good
You met
people.
us all there. You met us all there, didn't you, Will? Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I didn't meet you guys directly from James Cox, but it was people that used to go to him that separated away and did their own thing, and that's how I met everybody.
Yeah, we all were a product of that. So we may not have met directly through his stream, but we met through a channel that was connected to James Cox. We're all connected to Cox in some way, shape, or form. That didn't sound good.
Nope. Hey, the Wandering Haggis.
That's his last name, dude. I don't know what you were laughing at. That's his last name, bro. COX.
But I do want to say hi to the Wandering Haggis because I know him from you remember West Haven, don't you?
Mm-hmm. How's she doing?
She's doing good. She's just not going as live as much as before, but I mean we all don't have time much anymore because of work and all this stuff that's going on in the world right now, we have more pertaining matters besides YouTube.
In other words, you're politely trying to say you have more important things to do than jerk off on YouTube all day.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, dude, I just wanted to give it to everybody straight, Will. Will, I got to tell you, man, like, I know you've always been a good dude, man, but honestly, dude, I got to be honest with you and pay you massive props for being a young guy and now you're heading into your late 20s. Like, dude, your level of maturity. I'm not saying it was bad before, but I mean, you feel like you've really grown up in the past year, huh?
Oh yeah.
How does that feel, dude? Like, do you look back and say, "Who the hell was this guy?" Or do you ever
Oh
do that?
yeah.
Because I do that. I do that to myself all the time. Will, even at age 47. So, I mean,
Oh yeah. I do it too. I was just like, did I really do that back then? That was the worst thing I ever thought of. It's like all these challenges I used to do. I was like, why did I even do that? That was the
right.
stupidest idea.
Hey, Will, guess who's coming on the panel? Will.
Benoy!
Well, no. Actually, Lewis Fuller's coming on the panel. I would love for Pinoy Ahoy to come on the panel. When we hear when we hear that sweet, a StreamYard entry sound, when someone enters backstage, it goes boop, it makes that sound, right? Whatever that sound is, right? Then we'll know. But we're gonna have Lewis Fuller, coming on. Lewis, I had to jerk your chain quite a bit to get you on the show, didn't I, brother? But I'm glad you're coming on. And here's the thing, folks. This is one thing I've always been good at because I care about people, and I know how. Before I became as strong and confident as I am today to be able to help people and do this, people had to do what I just did to Lewis to me to get me to do something that I really wanted to do, but I was just a little gun shy or something else may have been, affecting me, like the trolling here. But you see how that works, folks? You give people a little friendly nudge. You push them a little bit in the right way. And it makes a big difference in their life. Will, share your thoughts about that, bro. I do it in a loving and caring way.
Oh yeah, you got. Sometimes you got to nudge people in the right direction. To like people that are wanting to start a new YouTube, that want to start YouTube. You can't just try to force them into it. You got to show them the ropes of of what they could possibly expect out here. And
right.
if you just throw them into the lion's den, they're not going to make it.
Right.
So you want to give them pointers and ease their way in. That way they're not overwhelmed.
Right. You're absolutely right. Now, until Lewis comes in. When Lewis comes in, I'm going to take a quick break shortly, and you guys are going to chat it up. I'll lead you into, the topic we're discussing anyway, but I got to use the restroom. I've been drinking a lot of coffee today. Will, do you drink a lot of coffee daily?
I haven't been drinking much coffee because I work night shifts. And I have
But you drink Monster. I see yours. Yep. You can't see mine on StreamYard, only on the YouTube output, but I got the Monster Max Zero Sugar Mango Matic. I will put it full screen for a second, but it's the Monster Max Zero Sugar Mango Matic, and it's only 10 calories per can. It just tastes amazing. Yeah, I think this just came out over the past 5-6 months, and I saw it on Amazon for the first time about a month ago, and I tried one out, and I'm obsessed with it, bro.
I can't do the Monster Maxes because it's too much caffeine for me.
I can't do the Monster Max, but Eli can, right?
Yeah.
The small dude here is going to handle more caffeine than the bigger guy. With no disrespect to that, I mean the stronger guy, because you're a big dude,
Yeah. Plus, I've had heart issues before because of those.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's right, Will. Back in those days, yes. Oh my God, I remember you had some of those episodes back when we first started talking. Man, that was pretty scary, dude.
Oh
But
yeah.
but getting back to what we were going to be discussing here, and when Lewis comes on, you guys can continue the conversation while I take a quick break, and then we'll keep going. Now, the grocery community started, was started by James Cox. This stems back to my former channel. This stems back to like almost 3 years ago. But when I came back after I shut down my former channel a couple years back, and then I took took a 3-month break. Then I came back, started this channel, which has been around for a little over 2 years now. I went out there to see if there were any people still running the grow streams, because I actually really liked the grow streams because I knew how to use them properly. There's a right and a wrong way to use them. If you go there to connect with people and collaborate with them just like we are, then that's the benefit. If you think you're going to go there and do what's called sub for sub, which is against YouTube's terms of service, but even if it wasn't, if you're going to go there and do sub for sub, and you gain 1,000 subscribers just on the basis that you're exchanging I sub to you, you sub to me, okay, those people more than likely are not going to be into your content, and they're not going to support your content. But what if you reached out to those people and you said, hey, look, why don't we work on some videos together? Why don't we do some live shows together? And, that way we can collaborate, right? Just like we've been collaborating for quite some time, right? And so what ended up happening was you had James Cox, who did this show 3 times per day. He would have over 100 people on his streams. He made lots of super chats. He, made lots of PayPals. And with no disrespect, I like James, and I really honestly think he was trying to make it work. But part of the money he made was making promises. There's going to be an I Am a Creator bus. Donate to the I Am a Creator bus. Donate to this and that. And I firmly believe his intentions were to make that happen. But I already knew there's no way in heck it was going to be sustainable, because something like this is not sustainable when basically the majority of people that are coming onto your platform are just there to do sub for sub. And once they get to 1,000 subscribers, then they're going to focus on getting the 4,000 watch hours so they can get monetized. Then you'll never hear from them again. So what James Cox and these other creators running the grow streams that had monetized channels were doing was basically living off the hype, knowing that people were going to come there to do sub for sub, and that they were going to pay them super chats in the meantime, right? And now you have and you have a guy named Tree Trimmer 82, and I love Tree Trimmer. Don't get me wrong, I'm not talking smack about these people. Tree Trimmer 82 made a lot of money doing this. He got a lot of scrutiny for it. And to be honest, even though I like Tree Trimmer 82, I think he realizes why he got scrutiny for it, because his channel was not a grow stream channel initially. It was a tree trimming channel. He's a handyman, right? And so when he realized he wasn't making money doing that, he converted it to a, what a lot of people call the glorified sub for sub. And he started making a lot of super chats because people were coming there just to connect and sub to each other, right? So they can get closer to reaching their monetization goals, right? Well, interestingly enough, Will, I still follow Tree Trimmer because I actually do like the guy. I think he's a good guy, right? Earlier on this week, he did a stream saying changes coming to this channel. And I watched that stream, and what he was saying was, look, guys, I got to start making some changes here, because this channel is not going to grow with me doing this. People are coming here using this as a sub for sub, and they come here, they get what they want, and then they leave. And I'm a monetized channel, he said, because he is. I look at my analytics, and that's why I'm not growing, because these people are not here for the right reasons. Well, I think Tree Trimmer honestly knew that going into this, or at least few months into it. And I'm not criticizing him for making the money, but I honestly think a lot of these creators got hooked on making the amounts of money they were making doing what they were doing, even though they knew it was going to come crashing down. And I think they rode the wave of making money doing it until it started to go the other way around. What are your thoughts about that, Will? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense. Because
Why? Curious.
these monetized channels that were doing this realize like how Tree Trimmer did. They're not getting nowhere with their channel without doing the sub for sub thing. And it's not helping their channel out in the long run. It's destroying their analytics.
Mm-hmm.
They're not getting as much watch time. People are just in there to talk, to sub to other people, and once they've got their goal, they're out.
Right.
And
So
that
was that
hurts the view
sustainable
time.
long term? You're saying?
Yeah.
Will, real quick before we get back to you, do you see who's on the panel finally here, Will? Your buddy's here, Will.
What's up, Lois?
Should we give him a big round of applause, Will?
Oh yeah.
Big round of applause for you, Lewis Fuller. Hey, Lewis Fuller, I appreciate you not letting Robert, aka Ronaldo, get to you, bro. Ronaldo loves me, Lewis. Or his real name is Robert. But Robert, aka Ronaldo, loves me so much. He just can't get enough of me, man. So, he reaches out to all my friends. Anyone I care for, Lewis, like Ronaldo cares about them. Anyway, how you doing, Lewis Fuller?
Doing good.
It's great to have you here. The reason why we wanted to bring you on, well, we love you first and foremost, right? Well, we have lots of love for everyone in the community, right? But you've been a part of this growth stream community for a while, Lewis. Like you've been a part of this for many years, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. Probably since last year when I started. Yeah.
Do you remember James Cox?
Yeah.
Do you remember James Cox?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
Were you ever a part of James Cox's channel and the live streams he used to do with the hashtag I am a creator, hashtag I am the greatest,
Yes.
hashtag I want to help you?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I swear that guy was good.
I don't think he does that anymore.
What's that?
I said I don't think he does that anymore.
I don't think so either. I haven't been to his channel in quite some time. The last time I was on his channel was probably, about 6 to 8 months ago, and he was still running, trying to run some hashtag I am a creator streams, but he was only getting like maybe 10 to 20 people on his streams. He's just not getting the same amount of traction. And that's also because a lot of other people took his idea and started running their own growth streams. Like we had all these channels, like Pusha Studios was doing that. And that's another person we'll talk about in a bit. Will, maybe when I go on break, you and Lewis can talk about that and share more about your thoughts about what you felt, what you feel the demise of I am a creator or the growth stream community has been and what we can do to turn it around. But you had Pusha Studios, you had Tree Trimmer 82. You also had a guy. Did you guys ever come across a guy named Island Life Fishing? You ever come across that channel? Island Life Fishing. Yeah. So he was a fishing channel. Right. Neither have I, because these people realize they're not making the same money they were making when they were first doing this, like a couple years ago, or even up until last year. Right. When something is too good to be true, guys, it's not sustainable long term. I've been saying this for years now, but nobody listens to Eli ever. And then 2 years later, Eli comes back and does a reminiscing show, right, Will? I like to reminisce. Yeah. And then I have all my data and my clips, and then I look back and I'm like, I'm not saying I'm all that, but wasn't my intuition spot on about this back then, right? So you had Island Life Fishing. You also had, what's his name? Patrick Jane Forums, who used to be known as Killer Whale Channel. Remember?
Yeah.
No, sorry. Killer Rails' his channel. He used to be Flat Earth Forums. Sorry, Flat Earth Forums was his channel's name when I first met him. He was doing grow streams too, and then he converted his name to Killer Whale. And he also has Patrick J Forums as well. You guys know him, right? Killer Whale channel.
Yeah.
Right. So he was doing this. He was doing this as well. There were some other channels as well. Who was that? There was a guy, Blood X. Blood X was doing it as well. Do you guys remember a channel named Blood X?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew him very well.
So Blood X. Go ahead.
He's still around, but not as much.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder why. And that's why we're here to talk about it, guys. A look back 2 years later, right? Well, like we said we were going to do, right? Blood X. The first time I met Blood X was a little over a year ago. I had connected with an amazing woman. I still think she's amazing to this day, even though she hasn't been around for ages. Maybe she found a boyfriend. Remember Veronica Oldsby? Do you guys remember Veronica Oldsby?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's been a long time.
So Veronica Oldsby was a really nice, down-to-earth lady, very attractive woman in her, I think, mid-30s. I think she was Hispanic, born here, and great on-air voice, great presence. Like, I was going to do a show with her, and I think her and I could have done something incredible. But what started happening was I started going on her panels, and she wanted to do some streams with me to kind of test things out, and we were getting good traction. And what happened? My trolls and haters came in and started, talking smack about me and flooding her chat. And instead of her and her mods banning them, right? And I was a mod there too, but I didn't want to ban anybody because, what used to happen in those situations in other channels, I would ban people and then the mods would say, Eli banned me by mistake and I didn't do anything wrong, right? And I got trolled so hard, people would troll me on other people's live stream panels, right? So what happened? I went on another stream with Veronica Oldsby. I went on another stream on her channel, and then Blood X was on there. And, Blood X was saying, yeah, I've heard about you. I've heard about you, and I'm not really that thrilled about you. And I'm like, why? Because, people have reached out to me and told me about you. Well, sir, this is the first time you come across me. And with all due respect, you should give me a chance to get to know me rather than listen to what other trolls are saying, right? So in essence, Blood X came on to Veronica's show that I was running with her and basically tried to white knight for Veronica because when two people, I'm not saying, look, a lot of people were saying, oh, Eli wants to get with Veronica because she's hot and this and that, right? No, listen, Veronica's a beautiful woman. There's no doubt about that. But I didn't look at her in that way. I really liked who she is as a person and what she had to bring to the table. And her and I, were two decent people. We happen to be decent looking. We happen to both have a great radio voice, and we had great banter. So then you get a guy like Blood X coming and seeing that, projecting his insecurities, being all jealous, and coming in and saying, I've heard about you. Oh, nice to meet you, dude. What a great way to introduce yourself. I've heard about you through all these trolls and haters on YouTube, so I'm going to automatically, make or pass judgment on you that you're this piece of crap, and I'm here to white knight for Veronica and protect her from the evil Coach Eli. Will, do you remember that, bro, or were you not around during that time? Do you remember that?
I wasn't around. I wasn't there. I was just because I was I don't think I was on YouTube at the time. I was on YouTube, but I wasn't on it at that time that it was going on.
So that was a 5-hour stream Veronica did. I left after the first hour. And she was getting trolled by my trolls, and she was talking with all of them, and she had a field day with it, right? I guess where Coach Eli goes, people go, right? I'm not saying them all down. It's just, it was a crazy show. The point I'm trying to make is that all of these guys, and it was guys. There weren't any women running any grow streams. All these guys were running these grow streams, and we're just trying to control the narrative for their own best interest. That's just my opinion. No disrespect. I have no problems with any of them, but now it's all crashing down, and they're trying to kind of figure out what are we going to do with our 5,000 to 7,000 subscribers we have. If we go back to creating our own content, this is not the right audience for it. Like if Island Life Fishing goes back to creating fishing videos, or, let's say Tree Trimmer 82 goes back to creating tree trimming videos to an audience that was there for sub, are they going to watch his videos, Will or Lewis? What do you think?
Well, I've seen that Island Life has gone back to his normal fishing videos.
Oh, I haven't checked in a while. So Island Life Fishing is no longer doing the growth streams, at least maybe not as often, maybe once per week or so, probably, huh?
Probably. Because I'm going through and I'm seeing that they're all pertaining to fishing.
Huh. Okay.
Up until about a year ago.
Okay. Well, that's good. So he's been out of the game for a little while then. That is good. I haven't checked in on him in a while, but he was one that was going hard in the paint 2 to 3 times per day. He would do a stream from home. Then when he'd go to work, and on his way home from work, he would do a mobile live stream while he was driving. Then he'd come home, do another stream. And I'm like, wow, there's a reason why these guys are doing all these streams, because they got a sub for sub group of people that are feeding them super chats. Right? So why not? I'm just going to keep going live 3 times a day. If I'm going to make $100, $200 in super chats per stream 3 times a day, Jesus, Will, if you were monetized and you could make $200-$300 a stream, wouldn't you stream 3 times per day?
If I had the time.
Well, Will, for $200 a stream, Will, if you could stream for 1 hour 3 times a day, so a total of 3 hours, and make $200 a stream, $600 a day, Will, you'd find a way to do it for $600.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's a no-brainer, Will. Come on, Will. Yeah. But I'm not saying that you and I and Lewis want to run our channels or businesses that way, right? What I'm trying to say is that this is what these guys were doing, right? And they were riding a wave. Whether they knew it was going to come crashing down at some point or not, they were riding that wave until there was no more wave to run. That's why I say, look, it's better to grow slowly and make less money up front and create something sustainable long term, because once you start growing and making good money, it'll be sustainable month after month after month. If you do it the way these guys did it and do it quick style, you'll make a lot of money right away for a little while, but all of a sudden, phew, it comes crashing down the opposite way, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, you're
Anybody
right.
home? So, guys, I need to step away and use the restroom real quick, and I'm going to turn it over to you guys. And Will, if you want to lead this conversation with Lewis, I'll put you guys on full screen while I'm gone for about 5-6 minutes or so.
Okay.
Hold on a second. If that's the real GLM, can you message me on Hangouts? Because I think that may be Robert. He says, "Hey Eli, don't listen to DeRosa. He just wants to swat you again. Hope you're having a good show." Well, listen, if DeRosa wants to try and swat me, he can do whatever he wants. I don't care. All right. I don't care. I've been done with these people. I don't even talk about DeRosa. So that's why I think that's Robert. That's Robert. So you know what, GLM, I'm going to go ahead and ban that account. If you want to come in under your Ruth Mobe account, I know that's definitely you. You can do that. That was probably Robert. DeRosa wants to swat you again. Okay. Whatever. It's not a big deal. I'm not concerned about it. Plus, here's the thing, Will. Give me a second here. Here's the thing, Will and Lewis. When all this swatting was happening back then, I went down to Redwood City Police and San Mateo County Sheriff, and I basically had them add notes in the system. I'm a YouTuber, and if anybody calls in saying there's a distress call, that more than likely it is a fake SWAT call that people do to play pranks on YouTube. They're like, we're aware of this. We've seen it happen. We will notate the system, and don't worry about it. So even if they tried to SWAT me, it wouldn't go through. It wouldn't. So, and that's what you have to do, folks. Like, part of being a YouTuber is learning how to deal with this stuff, and doing the right things to protect yourselves. You got to know what you're getting into, right, Will? Right, Lewis?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So listen, I'm gonna turn it over to you, Will, Furious Reactor Gaming, and you and Lewis talk about what the growth stream meant for you, and what you folks feel you've gotten out of it. What do you feel you haven't gotten out of it? Like, how has it worked for you? The good, the bad, and the ugly about that. Is that cool, Will?
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right, I'm gonna put you full screen. I'll be back in 5 to 7 or 8 minutes, guys. Take it away.
Alrighty. Yeah. Well, what I was looking for in the I Am a Creator community was people to actually collab with at first. But then I will say that it's the first few months of being on YouTube is the hardest to get your first few subscribers, like the first 50, first 100.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, it gets harder and harder as you get up there in numbers. Reaching that 1K goal is very hard. It took me almost a year.
Yeah. There.
Yeah, it took me almost a year to get to the 1K subscriber goal. But once I hit it, I was so happy and everything. I was getting people coming in. We were having a good time. And then I started noticing people just wanting to do sub for sub. In my chat, I was like, no, you cannot be doing that here.
Yeah.
And then I started losing people. I was like, now I know exactly why you were here. That's a good way to weed people out.
Mm-hmm.
But with the some of the streamers, it's that's all they do. And like I said before, it hurts them in the long run. I mean, at first their analytics will go up. They'll get their watch time, they'll get their hours and everything, and their goals. But when it really comes down to it, those people ain't going to be around. They're going to be empty subscribers to that channel, and they'll never come back. Your analytics will bottom out, and it could really hurt you in, like, if you do become monetized, your CPM, clicks per minute based income, it's going to be horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's actually been happening to some of these grow channels, is that they're starting to realize what's going on. YouTube's starting to crack down on this stuff hard.
And that's why they took out the channel icon.
Yeah, that's why you can't go to these channels no more in the chats.
Yeah. The channel icon, because so you won't do sub for sub.
Yep. And once people start realizing that, they're starting to leave YouTube. They don't want to come back because it's not easy for them no more to get their goals. They have to actually work for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people were pissed about it. I think I was the first one. I was like, did I do something wrong, or is that for real? Because on my old YouTube channel, I lost that old channel because while I still have it, it's just I can't get into it because I forgot my password, and there's no way of getting into it, even if I try. There's no way of getting into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could try to hack into it, but yeah, you have to be a really good professional to do that.
And
But there's no way of getting to that whole channel.
yeah. See, I used the go-to channel to verify who they were. If they had just created the account that month or within the first few hours of the day. Like if it was made that the same year and that month, it's more than likely a fake account. Or they haven't posted any content. But I would literally do the growing the right way. I'll make sure I'll go through their channel. Leave them a like. Watch 30 seconds of their video. Or I would just put one of their playlists and let it play.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would go back to their channels every so often, as much as I could. But you're not going to be able to get to everybody. That's what some of these people need to understand. Like the ones that were doing the sub for sub just went to the channel once and then never came back. And not only does it hurt that channel owner, it hurts the person back. It hurts both people. And
I knew.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Very done. Okay. Yeah. What I was trying to say is I did have 2 people that I knew. Let's see if I have it up. I had 2 people that I knew. One of them was not too long supporter, and I she was the first one that I subscribed to, and then there was another one. He just passed away on November 7th of this year. Forgot what his name was now, but he was a good person. He died of lung cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And he was a good support. Yeah. Trying to think of his name. But I did a stream the day after that I figured out that he passed away. I was going to do a stream that same day, but there was no way in hell I could have done a stream because I was all broken up because he had passed away. But I did do a stream for him.
I know how it can be.
Good person. Yeah. So.
Gentlemen, I'm almost set. I'm almost back. I'm just tucking in my shirt before I come back on camera. I got to look all pretty, you know. I'm not going to say pretty in pink. I'm going to say pretty in blue, right? Because I'm a dude, right? Let's come back here. Lewis, you said while you were. By the way, shout out to my friend Jeff, who sent me a text message. He's probably watching the show on Facebook. Oh, hey, Jeff is on Facebook. How you doing, Jeff? Darren says, I like the Kickstart black cherry flavor. Is this thing on? Yes, it's on, Jeff. We're also on YouTube as well, bro. I've been doing simulcasting on YouTube and Facebook lately. So welcome to the show, guys. But Lewis, you were mentioning while I was on break, you said you had a fellow YouTuber friend who passed away recently. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Lewis,
yeah, he
you're
did.
cutting
This
out.
time
There
I
you are.
knew about him. He said he had blood cancer, and then
He had what?
recently, probably about last year, he had brain cancer once. He beat that thing, and then I'm trying to think of his name, but and then he got cancer again, and it was lung cancer, and November 7th.
Wow.
I didn't know this for a while. November 7th, he did pass away, and a fellow YouTuber that I know told someone told him that he passed away, and then he told everybody else he passed away. And he was a good YouTuber, and I subscribed to him again. And he, the last time I said hi to him, he said, "Hi, Lois, how you doing?" And I said I was doing great. And then when I heard about him dying, I went to his YouTube channel, and when I heard him say my name, that's when I fell apart. I mean, I just lost it, knowing that he was not here ever.
Yeah, and Lewis, let me ask you this: both you and Will. Let me ask you this real quick. Like, and I know we're on Facebook as well, but this show's more catered to the YouTube community. Does it? This is like a second home for YouTubers, right? And you get emotionally attached, whether you're a man or a woman. Men have emotions too. We just process them differently. You get emotionally attached to working with people and being a part of their channels, right? And when something happens, it's really, really touching, right? This is for the good people. Now you've got the trolls that are a whole new aspect of it. But if we just throw out the trolls and look at the real, genuine people, this is a beautiful community if you know how to use it the right way, right? Let me ask you first, Lewis, and then we'll get to Will.
Yeah, it is. I mean, when you get to know someone and something happens to them, you're like, I knew this person for a long time. Why did this have to happen to them? And yeah, it does. Right. It does hit you. Yeah, like when Kirsten B, when she passed away.
I heard about that one.
Island Life, it hit him hard. I mean, they were like best buds. I mean, he subscribed to her and she subscribed to him. And when he found out what happened to her, he was very emotional. I mean, really. And it was hard to watch, but
yeah.
But
absolutely. Will, what about you, bro? What are your thoughts about the YouTube community?
Yeah, there's channels that I was a part of that some of them are no longer here with us. And those people actually helped. Like, personally to me, like, I don't know if you've heard of him, but Angry Grandpa.
Yes. He passed away?
He passed away years ago, and
I heard about him.
He made people's days. And when I found out he passed away, I mean, I dropped, and it was like he was the ones that I would go and watch just to make me laugh, because the way him and his son would interact with each other, and his girl and his son's girl. It was
the
hilarious.
real life entertainment value was huge for you, is what you're saying. The real life entertainment value.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because he even there was a video of his son giving his dad his dream car, and he passed. And Angry Grandpa also passed away of cancer. It was liver cancer, I believe.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. You know, the thing is, Will and Lewis, let me ask you first, Will. Like a lot of people, what I've noticed, and this is what's created a lot of the drama on YouTube, unfortunately. And I'm not trying to kick these people down, but a lot of people have come on YouTube as an outlet. They use YouTube as an outlet to try to, drain their sorrows away and find other like-minded people that are going through the same thing. So they connect with these people because it temporarily makes them feel better. And sometimes what happens is when you connect with these types of people, you end up becoming a part of a drama group, and you further go down the wrong path. It's like putting a Band-Aid. Lewis, you want to mute, or do you want me to put you backstage for a second, dude? Okay. So Lewis left. That's fine. Maybe he'll come back. Let me put you full screen there, Will. And if Lewis comes back, we'll pop him back on. If not, you and I'll do another 15, 20 minutes, and we'll start to wrap this up. But yeah, they put people come out here, use it as an outlet, use YouTube as an outlet. They find other people go through the same thing, and then they dwell in each other's misery, right? And it temporarily puts a Band-Aid on the issue, and then it ends up making things worse. It doesn't tackle the underlying issue. Then you have a guy like me that comes around and tries to help these people, and then they attack me because they're projecting their insecurities because they haven't worked through their issues, right? And so, YouTube has become a fascinating place. And I think that's another reason why YouTube is trying to clean things up, and they're removing a lot of channels because I don't really think they want the drama, emotionally unstable audience coming out here using YouTube as just an outlet. They're looking for actual creators that are going to create real content, whether it be entertaining content, whether it be educational content, or a combination of both. Like I like to say, I like to entertain people while throwing down those truth what?
Bombs.
And then I hit the truth bomb button. Truth bombs! Right? And and plus, now YouTube started to monetize channels that aren't a part of the YouTube Partner Program, as long as their content is deemed to be ad worthy. But these drama channels, you can't even put ads on them because they violate at least the ad-friendly guidelines, if not the community guidelines, and sometimes even copyright guidelines, right? And so, that's why YouTube is trying to clean things up. And I think that's the right thing to do. I'll tell you why. Because if you give people this type of an outlet to further drain in their misery, they're only going to go further down the wrong path, right? You start to close that up, and these people are going to be forced to actually do something good with their lives. Does that make sense to you, Will? What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Because with YouTube cutting these channels off that aren't deemed ad worthy, it's going to make those people realize that they can't be doing this no more. Because it's not going to get them nowhere. Because it'll just get them taken off the website.
Right.
Off the platform.
Right. Well, and you know what they do? It's like, okay, on mainstream media, we've always had drama, but the drama on mainstream media has typically been Hollywood drama for entertainment purposes, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
When you come out here on YouTube, you have these groups of people that deliberately will go and attack other channels, such as what they've done to me, right? Purposefully, because they're jealous, they're projecting their insecurities of what they wish they could be like, and and they take it way too far. Like they'll dox you, they'll put your address out there, they'll find out who you're dating, and then they'll harass your girlfriend, they'll harass your friends, they'll harass everyone. It just gets a bit too far. And these people feel like they have the right to do that. And it's just really pathetic to me, let alone the damage they cause to the person or people they do that to. So it's like, I want to see this completely get removed from YouTube, and I honestly feel it's going to be removed, starting this year, and by the end of this year, early next year, you're not going to see a lot of these channels remaining. I think YouTube's going to continue cracking down on their monetization policies, but even more so cracking down on community guidelines, and probably start enforcing them a lot more quickly than they have in the past. That's the problem with YouTube, is that you flag something for a community guideline violation, and a lot of times nothing ever happens, right? I think they're starting to
swept right under the rug.
It gets swept under the rug. They never see it, or they just look at it and quickly dismiss it, right? And that's what I think is happening now on Facebook, where we're simulcasting there again tonight. You flag something on Facebook, and literally within 15 minutes to an hour, 2 hours max, they respond to you and they either remove it or they tell you why they didn't remove it. And most of the time, they'll remove it, which I wish YouTube and Google would get to that point. I really wish they would get to that point, because that would make, a big difference. But also, you got to understand, half the world is messed up, right? Let's just be real. Half the world, at least, has mental and emotional issues. I mean, I guess we all have some type of issues, right? Nobody's perfect. But I'd say half the world is really, really super messed up, right? If you were to eliminate half the world, how much money would Google and YouTube lose? Because these people like to watch YouTube videos as well. They're also clicking on ads, right? They're also paying super chats, right? So I think they're trying to find the right balance of, well, what do we remove? What do we let slide? How much money is it going to cost us? How is it going to affect us overall? Like trying to find the best balance to run YouTube as a company is probably one of the most difficult things to do. Like being the CEO of YouTube, like Susan Wojcicki, and I know I'll give you in a second, being the CEO of YouTube, like Susan Wojcicki's been for years now, has got to be one of the most difficult CEO jobs on the planet. Will, what are your thoughts, man?
Oh yeah, and let me tell you, what she's been doing has actually been bettering this platform slowly, but it's taken time. But she's going to get it to where the point where all this drama is going to be all this nonsense drama that shouldn't be on this platform is going to be gone. And those people that had that footing are out the door.
Right. And see, Will, there's a difference between nonsense drama, trolling people, and attacking people, harassing people, and doxing people. And the difference on the other side is having a reasonable constructive conversation like we're having right now, right? Like we can have a conversation and disagree on things, like I've said all along, but respectfully disagree and not attack each other. Like there is no content, there is no legitimate content or point of having these trolls come out here and harass, attack, dox other YouTubers, besides the fact that they're unhappy within themselves and they just want to create drama to get your reaction, which makes them feel better because they're miserable, right? And we don't need that. That content out here is unnecessary. It doesn't make YouTube and Google any money. And quite frankly, it's just not good for the community, whether it makes YouTube money or not. It's not even about the money. It's just not a good vibe for the community. But it's gone on for years. I mean, it's gone on for well over a decade, man. And it's about time that things are starting to change, right?
Yeah. And now that Lewis Fuller said that name, I remember Ken's vlogs. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. I literally dropped my knees because me, him, I don't know if you remember him, but Brandon, Cycle Ghost Trackers,
That sounds familiar.
that
Yes.
he would come on my channel, and he was the one that did the paranormal investigations and all that. That was the one that passed away of cancer.
Oh, wow.
It went into remission for a little while, and then it came back.
Wow.
He went through a lot. He lost his home in a fire. He lost everything in a house fire, and he got it. We did everything we could do to get it back, help him get it back.
Wow.
Everything that could be replaced back.
Wow.
And me, him, and a lot of other people would collab together.
And they're gone. And not only that, Will, I mean, God bless and God rest the souls of the people that passed away. You know, we all love you and you'll never be forgotten. But on top of that, other people that are still alive are no longer around. Let's talk about that, Will. Let's go around one more time, another 10, 15 minutes, and then we will wrap this up. And I know you're going to be going live in a bit on your Furious Reactor Gaming channel. And Will, please feel free to share your links in the chat as often as you'd like. I would do it, but you know I'm trying to control. I'm a one-man show, Will, and you got the freedom of reign with the moderator. It's not that I don't want to share you folks out. It's like I've got so much going on when I'm running these shows with the StreamYard panel and the lights in here, the microphone, OBS, and the lap, dude. It's insane. I think you get the point, but
yeah.
So let's talk about this one last aspect here. And there's Will's channel right there. YouTube.com/C/8-bit reactor. You know, the last time you were on my show, I was like, and I know that was your link from your former channel name. Like, dude, we got to upgrade you to at least at least 16-bit or 32-bit. We're up to 64. We're up to 64-bit on our computers nowadays. So, you know, but I love that name, dude. I will never forget that name. That was your channel's name when I first met you. And it really caught my attention. It caught this Bay Area, this old fart in the Bay Area's attention, dude. So it's all good, man. But you know, the final thing I want us to talk about, Will, and it's something that you and I were talking about privately earlier. It's nothing that we can't put public anyway. You know, where do we go from here? Well, like, what is the next step? Like, how do we get this community of small YouTubers to start working together and collaborating and not just looking at this as a sub for sub? There are still a few channels out there that do the growth streams, and I do feel they do them better than some of the other channels did. And they're not overly hyping up the money aspect of it, or they're not sounding like a used car salesman. Like, honestly, one of the things that really turned me off about some of these growth streams in the past was the fact that, and I like the creators, but they were acting like shills, and they were coming off like, you know, hashtag I am a creator, I am the great, or hey guys, welcome to the show, like they were like an auctioneer or something like that, right? And it would just get people in that state of where they felt they had to push out money, right?
Yeah.
So where do we go from here, Will? What is the next step? How do we get these people back on track? You know, what are your thoughts?
Well, for one, just come out here and be genuine. Be yourself. You don't want to come off as somebody you're not, because once you go to the person that you really are, no one's going to stick around.
Right.
And you're going to lose that audience retention. And you'll never gain it back. So just come out here, be yourself, do what you need to do. And that's basically all you need to do on this platform, and make sure you collab with others in the right way.
I'm back.
I heard what you said. Well, I wasn't trying to interrupt you, but we heard that infamous StreamYard boop boop boop. You know, when someone pops back on the panel backstage, and Lewis Fuller's back.
Yeah.
So, Will,
I'm back.
anything else you want to mention regarding where we go from here, man? Or does that pretty much sum it up for you?
That pretty much sums it up.
Okay, I'll stick around for just a second, Will, before I let you guys both go, and then I'm going to wrap the show on my own real quick. But Lewis Fuller, where do we go from here? You know, what do you think the future of the small YouTuber entails? Like where do we go? Are you more about collaboration? Do you still believe in the growth streams, or what do you feel? Just creating better content, or what?
A little bit of both. Probably not the the drop, the growth streams, like sub for sub. I mean, I know that's not allowed, but collaborating with people and trying to grow your YouTube channel out is good.
Yeah.
Keep on making videos and go live if you can, and just keep on doing what you're doing, and you'll make success. And I think that's what it's all about. And you can make friends and family on here. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and I'll add on top of that, Lewis, that consistency is very important. You know, you got to put out content and be consistent, especially if you're a newer YouTuber. You know, I'm not saying you have to stream as much as I do or put out as many videos as I do. I put out at least 4 or 5 pieces of content each week. Primarily, I do live streams. And a few streams ago, I was doing some reminiscing streams where I was playing videos from my former channel. I used to do a lot of pre-recorded videos and do a lot of fancy editing, which I want to do again. But until I get my channel to the point of where, you know, when I take the time to, you know, create a video, it's going to take 8, 9, 10 hours to edit. I'm going to get 5, 10,000, 20,000 views on it, and not just 100 or 200 views, right? It's pretty discouraging, right? So instead of doing that, I've switched gears into doing live streams, engaging my audience, answering business and personal questions regarding what I do as a coach. And that's been, I mean, you know, I've also been rebuilding, Lewis and Will, as you've known, because I used to be a part of this drama sphere community unknowingly. I didn't know it was a drama community initially, or else I would have never joined it, right? And it actually wasn't. It kind of turned into one because the people that I was associated with started to realize that if they become a drama channel, they're going to attract a certain type of audience and make some easy money early on, but it's not going to be sustainable long term. So I removed myself from that. My views dropped by 2/3. And now I've been rebuilding, and slowly but surely I'm rebuilding more with the right people. And look, we reconnected, Will, which is great. Lewis, you and I have known about each other for a while, but we went back and forth, and I didn't know you too well, but now I do, and here we are. And now you know, Lewis, that you're not going to let Robert ever bother you again. Like, you know Ronaldo, and Robert is just a big joke, huh, Lewis?
Yeah, it's just a lot of people have been telling me that. You know, if you don't mind, they keep on saying that you swat people and you dox people, which I've known you for a while now, and I don't think you would do that.
No, I don't do that. Here's the thing, Lewis, to be honest with you, the people that are telling you that are from this former drama sphere of very highly emotionally and mentally unstable people. Will, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth to get you in trouble. But the group of people that are saying that to Lewis are from that entire drama sphere group where they're mentally and emotionally unstable, they're insecure, and they're out here to project their insecurities. Will, please correct me if I'm wrong. Am I wrong, Will?
No, you're not wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think you would do something like that, because I have known you for a while, and I don't think you would do stuff like that.
Lewis, let me be honest with you. The guy that has
Mhm.
been reaching out to you has been trolling people on YouTube for 4 years, stemming back to my former channel. He used to come on YouTube as the name Trim Hits, which he's still kind of around. And then Trim Hits, nobody knew who he really was. And then people found out who he was by doing a background check. We found out who he was by looking into his email, which I'm not going to put that out here because I don't want to create any privacy issues. Once we found out who he was, the guy got really triggered. He came out under some different accounts, and I started to call him out, and I was just tired of the fact that this guy was harming other people. So I stood up for these people. I stood up for myself. And because I'm a public figure, Lewis, look, my real name is down here. I'm Elias Melas, Elias Dimitri Melas on Facebook, Coach Eli. Here's my face, right? If you guys want to find me, you can find me. I'm a public figure. But just because my information's out there publicly, and you know who I am, and you know how to find me, right? And my friends and all that, it doesn't give you the right to do what you're doing, right? So, Lewis, in order to find out more about this guy, I had to do certain things to look into verifying that it was him. And so everything that I've done out here has been to defend myself and other people from these crazy people. And look who's here. Trim Hits is here, right? Can we ban him?
Yeah, let me get to it. Gotcha.
Really?
Oh, you are Ronaldo, Trim. I mean, look. Oh gosh, I'm just okay. You guys hit him. Good.
Asshole.
Now, here's the funny thing. Now, look at this, Lewis. And Will, you already know this, but Lewis is learning this now. You see, we're sitting here talking about, this Robert guy, this Ronaldo guy, right? And then DJ Trim Hits comes in the chat. Is that just by coincidence? Like, Will, there's no coincidence there. Let's be real here. No, right? So, Lewis, this guy he went through a divorce with his wife many years ago. And he basically did something where he basically lost his job and his career. And because of all that, because his wife took him for a lot of money and their divorce, took their kids, because of what he did, this guy now, and now he's under federal watch. And he's going to go under federal. He created a federal offense and going under federal trial later on this year for what he did. Now he's sitting at home with nothing to do, and money's not an issue because he got an inheritance. Plus, he made good money doing what he did, right? So money's not an issue. So he's sitting at home with nothing better to do than to come out on YouTube and troll. And he also has a very attractive, a Hispanic woman, Hispanic girlfriend. That we found out about. And he could be spending time with her. But instead of that, he chooses to come out here and do what he does, right? So I'm not remembering what my point was. I know there was a whole point to this thing. But these people, we just ignore them and we move on. And they can come and say, there's this whole drama sphere, Lewis, and anyone else watching here that's going to be a part of this channel. Anyone from this drama sphere group that reaches out to you, and it's a select few people. There's only a few people that even care enough, to try to come at me, right? You just ignore them and move on. What are they going to do? They might crank call your phone a few times, right? You can block them, right? They might send you a Facebook message. You can block them, right? They might send you an email. You can delete them and block them, right? Seriously, Lewis, you yourself have dealt with trolls, and you've always told me that you just ignore them and move on. You don't let them get to you, right? Go ahead, Lewis.
Yep. That's what you do. Just block them and move on. Yep.
And Lewis,
that's what I do.
Lewis, it wasn't that I didn't want to talk with you privately. I will talk with you privately anytime you want. The reason why I wanted to go public on this is because, it's not because of you. I've had to explain this to over 100 people, including my family, all my friends on Facebook. These are real friends from my past in high school, my former self-employment position of being an insurance broker. I had to explain everything that I was going to have to explain to you, to 100 people individually over the last year, and I'm tired. That's what this guy has done. Here's the thing. You can only imagine how much work this guy has put in to try to ruin my life when I've had to explain what this guy is doing to 100 people. If I've had to explain to over 100 people individually what this guy's done to me, can you only imagine how much energy he's had to exude to put me in this position, right? So this guy, in essence, has dedicated his entire life to try to ruin mine, which is pretty sad, Lewis, don't you think? It's pretty sad, isn't it?
Yes.
And he hasn't ruined shit, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Don't know why you're doing it, but it's time to quit.
I'll tell you why, Lewis. It's simple. He doesn't love himself. He's unhappy with what he did. He made a big mistake. He lost his wife. He lost his kids. He lost his cush life. This guy had the American dream that I want. And he made a big mistake in a very prominent career and lost it all. And now feels the need to come out on YouTube and project that onto me and many others. It's pathetic, man. Grow up. You're a 50-year-old grown man. Grow up. Will, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Any final thoughts, bro? I know you're not on camera. That's fine. You don't have to be. Like, dude. You got to admit, Will, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, this is like the most, you've never met anyone like this guy. This is like the most pathetic thing you've ever seen. I mean, you got to give it to me straight, bro.
Oh, he's up there.
Grow the hell up.
Lewis said, right? Took the words right out of my mouth.
Absolutely.
Get
well,
some
look, guys.
holes.
Lewis Fuller. Guys, I'm going to give you guys final thoughts, and then I'm going to remove you from StreamYard, and then I'm going to shut down the show on my own for a few minutes. Will, your final thoughts, brother?
Just when you're coming on YouTube, just be yourself and don't go doing these grow streams because it's not going to get you nowhere. Yeah. Just remember that you got to think about you got to think about ahead, not for the time being, because you want to make sure you know what your goal is coming out here on this platform.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, and I also want to let you guys, I was going to let everybody know that the game I will be doing is a haunted, it's a walkthrough horror game for the VR. So I'll probably be getting the living daylights scared out of me throughout the whole stream.
Oh, now Will, can you share your channel link once again in the chat? You or Lewis, one of you guys, you got moderators. Feel free to share your channels anytime, as much as you want, because obviously the go-to channel feature is not there. That's what you mentioned. You mentioned that while I was on break, Lewis, and I forgot to mention before we get to you, and then I'll send you guys off respectfully. That is that I was unhappy when they removed the go-to channel feature as well. And then now I pay for the extension that some guy created for Chrome, and it's working okay. But what I think YouTube should have done, the right thing, taking away the go-to channel feature for non-moderators, great idea. I think that channel owners and moderators on channels should have the go-to channel feature, because we need to go check out channels before we ban them to make sure that they're not duplicate troll channels pretending to be the real channel, right? Does that make sense, guys? Exactly. And I'm sure YouTube has thought about this, right? Right, that's the problem, right? So and now these trolls know that. These trolls know that most people don't have a way to see what channel is which, right? So they'll duplicate your channel name and use the same picture, and then they'll try to get mod access to your channel, leading you to believe that they're the real channel and they got unmodded somehow, and then they sabotage your channel, right? That's what these people do, right? But I'm too smart for this stuff, and so are you, Lewis, and so are you, Will. But here's the thing: even if they gave moderators the go-to channel feature access, if you were on a channel like Pusha Studios, that guy moderated everybody. Like, if you show up in his chat with a channel that has like XYZ as a channel name, you're a mod. Like, there's nothing special about being a mod there, right? So everybody would have access to go-to channel in that case. So what I think at the very least YouTube and Google should consider doing in the future is giving at least the channel owner, which would be me in this case, and you guys on your own channels, access to go to channel. So if there's a trolling issue happening on your live stream chats, you'll be able to identify if that's the real channel that you want there or the duplicate troll, right? I mean, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm a little high-strung at times, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. So, Lewis, you were right about that. But what are your final thoughts, Lewis, before we get on out of here? What are your final thoughts?
Yeah. And YouTube need to do something about the damn trolls because they're horrible. But
They
I
love
know
me,
they're
brother.
not going to. Yeah.
They're going to do whatever they can, Lewis. I mean, they're trying to, like I said earlier, YouTube's trying to do a balance game of what's profitable and what's not, what's going to cause them issues legally and not cause them issues, right? When you're running a business like YouTube, it's unlike anything you've ever seen. And to be honest with you, listen, a lot of guys will kick women down being in prominent positions, right? I won't do that. I won't put a woman on a pedestal, but I'm not going to kick a woman down that's doing a damn good job. And I will say this, Susan Wojcicki has done a damn good job of running this company. Because I'll tell you, even as a man, don't get me wrong, I'm a strong man, and you guys may be strong dudes. I would not want the responsibility of running YouTube LLC, a Google company, even if they paid me $100 million a year. I would not want the responsibility. I mean, guys, would you want to take on that responsibility? It's pretty big.
It's hard. It'd be hard to do that, but
Yep.
it's a big responsibility being like that, because being that high up and over a big company like that, it would stress you out to the point where it's like where you just want to quit. Well, you'll just want to quit.
Right. 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 They've dealt with copyright issues. They've dealt with trolls. They've dealt with, conspiracy theories and the left versus right and hate speech and all. I mean, I've never seen any company go through the frickin' ringer. The old school clothes ringer that no longer, well, it still exists, but nobody uses it anymore, right? We have washers and dryers and automated crap, right? But figuratively speaking, YouTube has been through the frickin' ringer like a million times. And for them to have worked through it and still be going strong and now making profit on top of, what Google's been making, it's just amazing to me how far they've come. So, right, guys? Good way to wrap it up, right? All right. So, Will, I want to thank you for being on the show, and also Lewis, thank you for being on the show, guys. I will talk to you guys later. Reach out to me privately if you'd like later on. Will, your stream is going to be starting in about a half an hour or so, 15 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, Will, we'll see you over there on the Furious Reactor Gaming channel. Have a good night, guys. I'm going to put you backstage. Take care. Peace out. All right. Let's go back to full screen here. I've got to show you folks the background tonight before I get on out of here. Right doing and wrong doing is this way. And I even cut out the point because you don't need to go that way, right? right doing and wrong doing. Let me tell you, folks, I am looking for people to work with, collaborate with, and head in the right direction. Well, that'd be this way, right? I'm on the opposite way. We turn around. Jesus Christ, I can't even get this right. We turn around, we're going to go the right direction, right? Try to work with a green screen and then look at your screen to see what you're actually doing. It's quite challenging, but I think you get the point. I'm looking for people that want to head down the right path of success. Muttnuts World, I did see you there earlier. At least I thought I saw you there. Why are you not showing up in the chat? Oh, there you are. Hey, Eli and everyone. Sorry I'm late. No problem, Mutt. Would have loved to have you on the panel, but that's okay. We'll get you next time. We'll be listening, still cleaning and setting everything back up. No worries, Mutt. You got to do what you got to do. So here's the thing, folks. If you are... Oh, another thing. I want to mention this. I went on to Pinoy Ahoy's channel earlier tonight. I invited him to the stream, and with no disrespect, I like him. But this is what a lot of people do. They say I invited him to the stream, and he said he would be there. He'll pop on and contribute. I connected with him on Facebook like he wanted me to, and sent him a message with the link to the stream and this and that. And he said he would be here for a little while, and he never came on the stream. And that's okay that he didn't come on the stream. Pinoy Ahoy, it's okay you didn't come on the stream. No big deal. The way that I work, and I'm not holding this against you because I love you, man. I'm like, I don't tell anybody that I'm going to make it on their stream if I don't. Like I know you were just trying to probably be nice, and, maybe you thought you were going to be able to make it, but you weren't quite sure. Folks, if you're going to commit to something, even if it's at the last minute, don't commit to something with someone unless you're going to actually do it. I was really looking forward to having Pinoy Ahoy out here tonight. I think it would have been great. And I've been supporting his streams as well. But it didn't happen, and that's okay. That's okay. That's going to happen. But like I said, don't make promises to people unless you plan on definitely keeping them. Because, you're going to give the other person the wrong idea. Like for me now, I'm still going to support Pinoy Ahoy, and I'm still going to go to his streams. But, it's like, I'm going to be wondering, okay, what are his intentions? Is he just that busy? Is he looking to more so support other channels, or is he just saying that? And I'm not saying that disrespectfully, Pinoy Ahoy. I'm just saying, like, I look more at what people's actions are over what they say. I'll wrap up by saying this, folks. I look at people's actions over their words. Actions speak louder than words. Famous phrase I live by. And you should too. As far as the growth stream community goes, I think it's pretty much dead. There are still some channels out there that are doing the growth streams. Folks, it does not work. It does not work. The only way the growth streams work is if you actually connect with people like I have with Will and Lewis, and you collaborate with them, and you do videos with them, and you do panels with them, and you connect with them off of YouTube, such as through Facebook Messenger or Hangouts Messenger or some other messaging program. Like, if you don't connect with these people outside of doing, I subscribe to you, subscribe to me, then there's nothing there, because more than likely these people don't care about your content. All they're there for is to raise up their numbers so they can try to get monetized quicker. And it's not going to do them any good even if they get monetized, because no one's going to watch their videos for them to make any ad revenue, right? So, folks, do it the right way. If you're going to go to some of the growth streams that still remain to this day, which there are a few left, go there with the intention of meeting people and getting to know them. Don't go there just to inflate your sub numbers. That's not going to work. Go there to connect with people and build relationships, and that's going to get you further ahead. And when you start collaborating more with other channels and you start cross-promoting each other, that's when their audience learns about you. That's a new audience. Your audience learns about them. That's a new audience. And it's a win-win, right? That's all it takes. That's all it takes. So with that being said, I'm going to thank you all for being here. Thank you to everyone on the Facebook side. Flip your Y rotation. I don't know what you mean, flip my Y rotation. Like, I know you're talking about video, Jeff, but there's no other way I can do it. My orientation is set as best as possible. I have a green screen behind me, so I don't know. It's all good. But thank you so much for being here, Jeff, on the Facebook side of things. Thank you to Darren for once again being here. Thank you to Furious Gaming Reactor, aka Will, for being on the panel. And thank you to Lewis Fuller for being on the panel. Thank you to Mutton Nuts World for stopping by in the chat. And anyone else that I missed that was here earlier tonight. With that being said, folks, I may or may not be back tomorrow. I may be going out. I may be going hiking this weekend. So you may not hear from me until Monday, but you never know. You never know. If plans change for tomorrow, I may do a live tomorrow. If I don't go hiking, I may do lives all weekend. But we'll just see how it goes. In case you don't hear from me until Monday, I'll be out hiking or hanging out with some other friends. Have yourself a great night, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.